And we are back. Yeah, sorry, we had an entire conversation about cars, and it crashed in the middle of it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't even realise it had crashed in the middle of that. It's like, it was just frozen, and I was like, is my model still frozen? Why is it not picking up the model? And it wasn't VTube Studio that was the problem, it was OBS. So yeah, I don't know what I've managed to do in the meantime. Aresh doesn't want to surrender because it says it has. Oh, Abash is. I'm facing two people? Abatu. Oh, Smeg. I didn't even realise Abatu was a thing. Yeah, Abatu. I'll just walk up here and scare them off. Yeah. Yes. Apologies for that. So realised that the chat box wasn't working. I don't know if that was us or them. That. Because I've realised, yeah. But oh well. I hope that the rest of the thing has still been saved. I hope that this is not a show of things to come.
Okay, Theseus is dead. Good. Fuck you, Theseus.
Okay, got to re-thingy my marshal. Yeah, I don't know what everybody missed from the car conversation, unfortunately.
I will say this regarding the car conversation that we did have. There is one point that we all agree on, more or less. I get, to a degree, why stuff like Lamborghinis are seen as a car that you get.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I see someone in a Lamborghini, which weirdly isn't uncommon,
yeah,
because I have seen them once or twice. I mean, I've seen a McLaren. Mm-hmm. That there's, I think one of the families nearby owns a McLaren,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I see that and I'm like, all this car is telling me is that you have a tiny penis. You are compensating for something.
We do say that uncommonly, rather commonly when we see them, and it's due to the fact that we live, like Scotland, like most of Britain has a class system, right? And Scotland will usually have two classes, which is a working class and middle class. The upper class are very concentrated in like two areas, and one of those areas is St Andrews, which is very close to where we live. So, occasionally we will just see this big supercars that they bring through, and it's like it's not immediately a wow they have a good big supercar, it's a wow tiny penis. It's usually the jokes we make.
Like, congratulations, you have to show your wealth off with material goods.
Yeah, my favourite car brand is technically you could say it's Mitsubishi because of the
Lancer Evo.
Yeah, the Lancer Evo, but they don't make the Lancer Evo anymore. So I'm trying to think of so I don't know what my second favourite would be. But it's one of those things of like these days with electric cars, the market's kind of really disrupted. So it might take a long time for me to actually figure out what kind of car is better now, because I do, like, in all the car games, because I do actually play a lot of racing games, which is my main source of why I like certain cars. Smegging, Need for Speed Underground 2 is why I like the Lancer Evo, because that had a Lancer Evo 8, and that's why I had a strong appreciation for rally cars, especially because even despite the fact I grew up with V Rally, like I never quite understood cars until after that. Until I played Need for Speed Underground 2, where I got to customize my own cars. And yeah, if you've ever heard of Itasha, that's how I customize my cars. So I wouldn't do that in real life, only because I don't think I'll ever be able to afford a car in real life. But yeah, in terms of like although the people around me are more Rolls Royce kind of people, the luxury car brands instead of the racing type. I am much more of the Lancer Evo, Subaru Impreza kind of thing. I like my really good rally cars. So it would be one of them if they still Smeg sold them in our countries. Until then,
I mean, there's always Auto Trader.
Like, if I can keep repairing a Lancer Evo, then sure I would do that, and I would have one live forever. But it's not going to. I'm going to go for an electric car at some point if I would, and in terms of electric cars, I don't really have a favourite right now. There's none.
I mean, just out of pure pragmatism, is it not the Nissan Leaf, really?
Like, yeah, but the Nissan Leaf doesn't have that. It doesn't have anything that draws me to it more than anything else yet.
No. But
I'm just waiting for one to be more practical. It's like, I don't have a Dacia Sandero of electric cars that I can jokingly meme. Dacia does sell an electric car, but it's an SUV, and Smeg SUVs, Smeg.
Do not need, thanks.
Yeah. Still say it's probably Mitsubishi. I know that Mitsubishi does actually make like an electric car. It does also make an electric SUV with the Mitsubishi Outlander and stuff like that. But at the same time, I kind of respect Toyota's abilities to just be like, have cars that last forever, and it's got the only thing that is it's got the only consumer modern military vehicle around, because you can attach a machine gun to the back of it, and you have a technical. And I am much more of a military vehicle enthusiast than I am a commercial car kind of guy. I'm like, Sven, I would like a tank. I would
give unto me a tank, please and thank you.
Yeah. Tanks. I'm actually slightly more impartial to motorcycles because I might actually be able to own one, and if I do, for a fact I'm going to Tasha the Smeg out of it.
You also know that your mum's never allowed to know.
Yes, yeah. It's like my mum is very much you're not allowed to. You're never. My mum has a few simple rules, right? I'm not allowed to ride a motorcycle. Is one of them. I'm not allowed to join the military, unfortunately. I tried to anyway, I got rejected. And Smeg and I won't say the third one because it's not appropriate to say on stream, I would say, because it shows the it shows the conservatism of my family, I would say. But it is it's not. I'm not allowed certain types of vehicle, so I am stuck on public transport, and they don't sell the Lancer Evo anymore. So, what is your favourite painter, man? I like El Greco. Favourite painter, man.
Favourite painter? Oh, I can give a...
Yeah, I was about to say, as the resident artist.
Oh, I think quite a few. I got like Monet. Okay. There's several that escape my mind. Hieronymus Bosch.
Hieronymus Bosch.
All their stuff. Just for the fact that it's like almost fuck alls know about him. Comes in, paints on the wackiest shit ever, disappears. Don't even know if he died.
Refuses to elaborate, leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Creates literal, like, his art, Hieronymus' art was excellent, but also, behold, man-made horrors beyond my comprehension.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm unfortunately for me personally, I don't actually remember the names of the people who are painting. It's like actors to me. I don't remember who the actor is. I remember the character.
You remember the art piece, not the artist.
Yeah, that.
No, I get that.
Yeah, it's sort of unfortunate. Even as a person who draws, it's probably why I was more drawn to drawing fan art, because it was the idea of like, no, I'm contributing to this fandom, not to.
What do we consider Nero for like making of Berserk? That holds him up there.
I'd definitely say he is an artist. In terms of painter man, I wouldn't describe him as that, but
He did paintings.
He did do paintings. But I would say probably, I guess, again, I would say it's one of those things, but...
If we're going to talk about painters, like, Squat's quite good. I know a couple of digital artists, like, mostly because that's the sphere of...
That's the sphere of which you live.
Yeah, like, I love Spar.
Yeah.
Noah Bradley stuff's pretty bloody good, but it's like annoyingly too good. You're just like, why the fuck do I even get out of bed?
I was going to say, Scotlandman has that problem. Jesus, holy crap!
Electoral calculus. Obviously, this isn't solid results yet. This is what is expected. Uxbridge and South Ruslip, so Bojo's old fucking constituency. Labour gain 48.9% against 31.1% Conservative. Selby and Ainsty, which is good because it's from near where I'm from. Labour gain 41.5 against 35.3% Conservative. Somerton and Frome, Conservative hold marginal 34.1% against 28.2% Labour, 23.1% Lib Dem. In the event of the general election, the chances are that would go down.
Yeah, I was going to say that sometimes people just don't hear about by-elections.
Well, yeah, I mean, the only reason people know about these ones is because it's 3 in a row, and one of them is the constituency held by the ex-Prime Minister. Come on, general election, let's fucking go. I want this fucking decade and a half of Conservatives to go away.
Also, are you good with the idea of going to war with Sapar?
Me?
Yes.
Against who?
Sapar. They're currently revolting.
Well, that's not very nice.
Oh, you mean Simmurum?
Give them some.
No, Sapar.
Where is... fuck is Sapar?
It's,
Oh, okay, Sapar Revolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can take Babylon. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to declare against Sapar because I want to destroy them. But yeah. Cool. All right. War it is. Right. So this does mean I can walk up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get that.
Yeah, I was going to say, please get the door.
Pause it real quick.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know why we have so many people at the door.
Oh. Oh god, okay. Right, what noise are we going to have to deal with?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that time of year again. July 26th to August 1st.
Cheers, Andy.
Thought as much. July 26th to August 1st is when we're going to have to deal with noise. Cool. Good. Cool.
Right.
Good.
Okay. Also, a new question from Carzora. If you could learn one skill instantly, what would it be?
Ooh. Now, right. I have a question in response to that. When we say learn a skill, are we saying learn it to have a working knowledge of it, or are we talking learn it to be a master of the art form or a master of whatever it is? Because dependent on that is how I would answer the question, to be honest.
Yeah. If I could master one skill, I'd master programming. It's kind of my day job, but if it was,
and then you would. Well, no, you're you. You would stick with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
Oh,
as
of
a-
course. It doesn't matter how good I am. Like the idea of Smiggin making a game with you guys has been like almost my entire life's work kind of thing. You know. But so it's like, yeah, I would 100% stick with you guys because one, it's the only way to guarantee that I can make a business morally. And two, that I can Smiggin make the games that I want to make. Because
David, I have a slight issue.
oh,
You guess who's not giving me any military access?
it's the Susan or Simmurum. Technically, you can ask Shashram. But
No, because I still need to get through
Simmurum, yeah, good
plans,
point.
And they all hate me.
Right,
Good
yeah.
luck, buddy.
Okay, well, I guess I'm on my own. But that hopefully means that the other guys won't be in that issue. Give me a sec, 'cause, yeah, no. But yeah, in terms of one skill that I don't have to have a working knowledge of, singing.
For me, I think it'd be music stuff, because
Yeah.
I suck at music, even though I'm trying to get into it.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the things of like I need to build up my voice again because I've kind of wrecked it. But if I was able to, then I would I would be able to, you know, do more with do more musically, and that's kind of what I want to do. I can already play the guitar. I'm an okay guitarist. I can play the drums. I'm not a beginner. What's the step above beginner? Novice?
Intermediate.
Or adept.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your scale. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sort of an intermediate drummer, whereas I'm more of an advanced guitarist. But in terms of singing, I made a big mistake when I was young, which was getting too embarrassed to choose singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stage fright's a bitch.
Yeah. It was a case of like, it was one of those things like, when you're in high school and you make that decision, you're still at the age where it's like, oh, but if all the girls are you know, saying are choosing one thing, you don't want to choose it.
Which is funny, because, sorry, that's literally the opposite of what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And to clarify, I'm not talking for any kind of specific, stupid reason that you would have when you're a teenager. I'm talking in terms of social growth. You wind up learning so much just from extended periods of contact with, you know, people that you don't talk to every day.
Yeah. It is one of the big regrets I have, deciding not to learn how to sing because I got too embarrassed to. And I really wish I had, because it would have allowed me to build up my voice a whole lot better. And because there's like, you know, it's definitely a skill you can learn as well, which is the worst thing about it, is like, yeah, I could have legitimately learned how to sing if I'd chosen to learn earlier on. But yeah.
So, if I could have any skill and just learn it, and this is in terms of not master it, it would be programming.
Ah, nice.
For the reason of helping you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would want to have the ability to actually sit down, look at your code when you're stuck, and be like, try this. You know, actively be more of an assistant on that. In terms of mastery of a skill, I don't know. I wouldn't want to master programming because, frankly, I hate programming. Even if I was able to do it, I know I would still hate it.
Yeah. So whereas I although I need to remind myself I like it, I do like programming.
Yeah.
And what about you, Scotland man?
Honestly, I'd like to do keyboard and mouse stuff. Like, actually, like, not keyboard and mouse, sorry, keyboard for music.
Yeah. And mastery as well?
If you could master a skill.
Mastering a skill. That's a pretty big question, honestly.
Yeah, that.
Also, yes, Scotlandman is also in the game as well. Scotlandman is playing as Assyria.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What happened?
My king died.
Oh no.
He died in a fucking accident.
Hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, skill mastery is usually a bigger one. It's one of the things of like, as a person who wants to create, for me it's just programming because
I wouldn't mind cooking.
yeah.
Mastery, like, as a chef would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. But that is just one of those universal skills. It's like, you know, so it doesn't matter what. It's like if you can make a good meal in any situation, or and perfect it when you've got a good situation, you know, sounds like it would be really useful.
It's weird with cooking because though I absolutely understand that, at the same time, what does mastering cooking look like though?
If you ever,
It would be... I think it would be a case of being able to make something to restaurant quality. And it tastes restaurant quality.
Like, are we talking normal restaurant or are we talking 3 Michelin stars?
Like, well, we're talking about mastery, I think 3 Michelin stars.
Yeah.
I mean, technically it's 2 Michelin stars. Apparently you get the third more for presentation than food
I
quality.
mean, if we're talking restaurant quality, presentation would also wind up being an element.
It would be an element, it's but more of on the plate element.
I mean, if we're talking more in terms of actual cooking ability as opposed to presentation, then yes, too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that. I like cooking. I really do. I don't think that I would want to cook like that. I like simplicity.
I mean, I agree as a person who is prefers simple cooking, but at the same time, like I don't know if it's a case of I kind of disagree from a perspective of what I consider to be cooking mastery, because I do think that, you know, what is good cooking can be about making a really great simple dish, and to be honest, I think that's an underrated aspect of cooking, honestly. Oh yeah, I'm at war with Dilbat. Forgot about that. I was going to crush all of their cities. Do you believe that you can defeat Simmurum? That's the thing. Like,
I mean, do you?
The thing is that, like, when Simmurum was there, like, we did beat them initially, and it seems that they have not fared well. Even without our intervention, I think that we can. I think Susan is starting to become the bigger threat as they're taking more of Simmurum than we can do anything about. Then it'll be Mari, then Elba, because it seems that the world is centralising now, and so we've got a lot more to worry about than just Simmurum. So it might be that Simmurum is simply a step on the way now instead of the big bad that we were going to face today. That being said, the big bad that we're currently going to face is unfortunately my own Smeggin territory.
Right. Okay. Context. Do you know why the letter and number combination A113 appears as much as it does in Pixar movies?
Nope.
Because It's it's an animation thing. Well, no, it's not. It's not an animation thing per se. It is a classroom in SoCal, I think, in Cal Arts. I want to say.
Right.
And 3D artists that have gone through their doors put A113 in this instance Pixar movies as a mark of remembering where they came from. And, you know, it's a way of saying, hey, I appreciate what the industry has been able to do for me. Internet conspiracy nutjobs are referring to A113 as fucking adrenochrome. They're trying to make it sound like the Pixar movies are part of some kind of satanic cabal.
Makes sense.
Did you just say makes sense? Do I need to obtain a bucket to put on your head? Fill it with bleach so you can asphyxiate.
Sumer is in Dilbat, so none shall hide.
Reading that has made me so apoplectic that it is time for a lay down. I will speak to you people in a bit.
Yeah, okay, we'll see you in a bit then. That is Hawkwreck leaving the room to go sleep.
I have conquered all of this. Why can I not? Give me this. Man.
Yeah, I was confused there. I looked at the thing and it's like, I've only been streaming for half an hour. No, I've been streaming for 2 hours and 30 minutes because the stream crashed for a little bit. And I had to reset the stream. Spar. Oh, right, okay, yeah, because I just walked into them. Babylon. Nope, Babylon can get off lightly. Yeah, Babylon is not too bad. Babylon is not a traitor, just an enemy. Therefore, they don't deserve to be absolutely crushed under heel. Still says white peace may be forced because I haven't taken Sven the capital of Belbin. That's his commander being shot by an arrow. It's sort of odd how if you had the powers of invisibility, what would you use it for? I mean, I'm like, there is an obvious answer there that I can't see, but at the same time, it's like
no.
I wouldn't though. I'm thinking about it.
No.
Like I'm like,
Oh, bruh.
yeah,
No.
yeah. It's like I wouldn't anymore because like I don't.
Oh, bank or some shit. Actually, you know what I'd do? If I had the power of invisibility, I'd go into the fucking Pentagon. I'd go to like a CIA building or some shit. You know, seeing that would be interesting.
Yeah, because there really isn't much I would need to do with invisibility as a thing anymore. Like, you know, saying what would I do? I would, because yeah, so I really have nothing that I would really do with it. There are no secrets that I consider bad enough that I would want to see them. I don't need to spy for anybody. The Dilbat Elite, they can get absolutely slaughtered. The Sipar Elite, nah. You guys can just come here. Ur is almost unified. That being said, right. rid of the harbour, build one of those, get rid of this and build one of those, because I do not want Babylon to be rebellious, if at all possible.
You say. I want Babylon to not be rebellious.
Yeah, yeah. Like
I hate to be very bad news there, Dave, but
yeah.
pretty habitual.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like you are also speaking from a an Assyrian perspective there as well.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
Inspiration. Kingdom.
Also, hey, Nippur. Okay, I'll revoke your guarantee. Because it doesn't seem like you actually, you care. At all. Yeah, no, there's... So I've been trying to be friendly with you, but you're not doing it, so, yeah, I'll just kill you instead. It sounds like a good deal. A pack is rebellious. Oh, I should also deal with Dilbit as well. Break down the harbour, build a garrison. I need more money before I'm able to do any of that. Right, okay, I took Spar. Where is... Okay, well, I don't know. Right, hopefully this is going to be one part of a long list of being able to grow my stability. Like, I almost have united the the Sumerian region here.
Almost.
Like, there's a clear line that is, I almost have no holes in, except for Maglum, who I've just I've kept alive because I was like, hey, maybe we don't have to fight you. Maybe we can be friends. And they were like, nah. I should raise taxes again. I know if I do that, then I'm just going to get more rebellions. So, oh, I actually have aggressive expansion. I need to wait to go down now. Wow, that's almost nice to have again. Something to stop me from having to constantly wait. Also, for some reason, the chat box has crashed again. Yeah, you're doing great work, my friend. Truly appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I swear that this thing's on as well. It's just not showing. Maybe if I clone the chat box. Copy. Paste. I don't think that did anything. How about if I... Nope, that's not doing anything. Sources. Chat box. Add new source. Chat box. Clone. There we go. there. Hopefully that should work. If it works. If it works at all. But, yeah. Yeah, well, at the very least, I've got the multi-stream thing up. So it should be fine. And that's, the pig has been reset. I still have a truce with these guys, but I do have a claim on Nippur. And after that, I'm going to eventually have to go to war with Susa. Don't know if you want to, if you're going to want to conquer into Simmurum at some point, so that we actually have a border again. Oh, Mari's having a big revolt. Oof. Unite. Oh jeez, look at this much territory Mari has. Oh. Greece is mostly like I got Peloponnesian Greece is a thing. Costa. Yeah. Manoa is still also a thing. Libya has formed. Megalithic.
She's quite Mary big. Oh, Mary very big.
Mary very big.
Oh yeah, Libya.
Yeah. Nubia is also formed, huh? Yeah. I have to just wait for this truce to run out, and then I can finally conquer Magdalene and declare Mesopotamia mine. Got a loyal guy here. Right. Is all otherwise going well. Military experience going up. It hasn't reset quite yet. Sure. Well, relying on the services. Ah! Military additions can be docked using. Yeah, okay. I have no money. Apparently my levy size is always going to be high. I can pay them slightly less. And that would be okay because I don't have to worry about quite as much in terms of speed. But I don't have to. I have a lot of army, so I don't have to worry so much that the army is very strong. I don't think so, anyway. Of course, the ivory trade occasionally just decides to stop being a thing. Do I have enough to make this a metropolis yet? No, I don't, because I need more. I actually need more of everything. Urbanization free, pop greater than 80. I don't have pop, civilization urbanization free. What was the thing I need to do? Black needs a cigarette. These places have a few things that should be increasing their loyalty. It's still decreasing, but it's decreasing slowly. Well, government policy, cultural assimilation. Cultural assimilation.
And kill another pig. Damn it.
Aggression mostly Eridu, but I need it to be slightly more Eridu. Sheen, the poor. Oh, there. A pack has finally decided to try and destroy me. Man, I have a ton of smiting levies. I really should just actually remove the levy. I don't need to pay them as much, and I do truly wonder, well, how much money would I save doing that? Get paid the standard fare. Global cities building slots. I could do with that. It means I can build more things to get their loyalty up. Right. I can't. You know, one of the things I am looking forward to is when we have a direct border and we can just charge Mari. Ooh, that's a new country. Salat. They're at war with Susan right now though. Place a stockpile. Fabricate claim. I want Salat. Salat sounds nice. Also, I think two if you have. Deal with them and then just walk back home and deal with that. Why is it? Oh yeah, because the only reason they got independence. What is my opinion on Piers Morgan? That's the thing. Like, I don't know much about the guy. All I've heard are basically, I saw little clips of him just generally not being a nice person. I know that it's one of those things of is he not? He is the British equivalent of a gotcha kind of news reporter. So like, and I fundamentally dislike that kind of journalism because I think it's honestly it's one of those cancers that are killing
Truth.
Yeah, that. You know, it's almost sensationalism for the sake of sensationalism kind of thing. And he's I feel he's one of those people. He's controversial for the sake of controversy, I think. And I can't respect that, you know. Research points. Oh, well, research points, yes. I'm actually surprised that my research is going quite as well as it is. I've got plus 444. I used to think that you got research from playing tall, but this is the first time I've played wide and it's like, wow, I have more than I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's just because I don't know how to play the game. Yeah. 200 plan. I need to wait for the thing to hit Svard. Who's rebellious. Kish is rebellious again. Is anywhere here that could do with a city? Yeah. I found a city in Kish. Negletu. Does mean I have to wait a little while to kill another pig though. But it might be worth it because it means that if I get another city in Kish, I can build more things in it. You know, I can build more providence increasing, loyalty increasing things. And loyalty is very useful in this. And this is Svein taking that tiny country that appeared out of nowhere. Oh well. There's probably rebellion from Sus anyway. And Simmurum has taken another small country. Went for the fact that we've got two countries that are stopping us interacting instead of just one. I would, you know, maybe be like, hey, let's gang up. But it's two of them. I don't want to face Sasan that much because they're legitimately just being like they border most of me is the problem. So I've got this thing in Tigris River here, and you know, swinging in this 48th parallel. That they've also got the south, and it's like I know it's going to be just a pain to actually have to fight them off. Oh. You know what? There is a nation I can take. And can I take this nation yet? No. It's just Kish that is rebellious. Yeah, I've rendered this city and it still doesn't like me. Still. Anyway, so for peace. There. Now my territories are back in my own hands. Now I'm going to go south because there is a nation that I can take right now, and my expansion is not too bad. We already have claims on there. Okay, well in that case I will send 2 legions down. And when they arrive, I can just declare war, sure. Yep, Vikala. What time period do you see yourself living in? 2007. As much as I am a big fan of medieval stuff, there is one big thing about the medieval era that means that I would not be allowed to live in that medieval era. Maybe 2, but once again the other thing is religion, because I'm very freedom is very important to me for a good reason. Yeah, so I'm very outspoken. I would, you know, people would be very frightened of how different I am, I would say. But yeah, so it's like, as much as I like the Middle Ages, and I very much would be a I know how to sword fight, and you know I like armor. I have not a suit of armor. I have some chainmail basically. I don't even have a helmet really. I have a World War One Brody helmet, and yeah, it's a case of like the time period I would live in is just like, you know, saying just a few years ago when the internet was at its peak. It's like before normies, you know. This is the only thing of time periods. I don't know, because I'm a rather nostalgic person as well. One of those things, like, you know, when people are like, you know, if you could go back into the past with all of the knowledge you have now, kind of thing. It's like, would you do it? And it's like, I wouldn't, just because I need certain things to fall into place perfectly for things to be perfect. But if I could add one thing to my life, it would be to go back and give myself an early computer, one that runs BASIC, that I could just get, right? So I could read a book on it and program earlier on in my life, because I would have absolutely loved doing that. And the modern computers, nobody I knew what a sort of IDE was, so I wasn't able to program until after high school. Well, during high school, the later 2 years. And so that's about it. Otherwise, it's like I have to say I'm perfectly content with the time period I live in. Albeit, I would rather we still used swords rather than guns. It's one of those things, like, even in the ancient times, it's weird playing here. It's like, I don't know enough about the formation of cities and stuff. I wish we did know a lot more. Just
we kind of do.
we kind of do.
We have Çatalhöyük. We have like the emergence of Göbekli Tepe. We know that they started off as religious sites with a temple complex, probably based around the idea of almost like tribal meetups. And it was different people discovered different things. There's a culture before farming is invented where effectively they go out and they look for seeds and they plant them, but they don't actually keep enough left over. As well as changing climate as well, because the climate was actually more in Northern Africa and sort of Iraq and kind of lower Turkey was very grasslands. So it actually had a lot of game on it, but that started to come away with the end of the glacial, not the end of the glacial maximum, was it the, oh god, what's it called? Younger Dryas period. So that started to come along, started to get drier, and it meant that the people there were basically forced to find out ways to survive and taking out the cities.
Yeah. It's an interesting period of history just because of that. The formation of cities, it's like, you know, because a lot of people just continued living nomadically, even despite that.
Well, it's because that was the difference. Farming opened up the option of, okay, do we live nomadically with like animals that can move and migrate and feed on grass, or do we settle down and farm the land? Like, both of those lifestyles are essentially splits off of the previous hunter-gatherer lifestyle. It's just the invention of like breeding animals and domestication of animals that opens both those ventures up.
Yeah. What is my favourite programming language? Yours is HTML. Mine's is C++, right? And just to bear with me, it's like, you know, Svein, it's not a case of like, I I haven't used. I'll say I'm probably less versed in multiple programming languages than most people. I have mostly learned C++ because I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it, which was game development. So C++ was all I was always told was the best language in order to do that. And a lot of the more complicated things I thought worked. I was actually quite happy with. I didn't like Python and its oversimplification of things. I liked how C++ a lot of the formatting was left up to you. I actually like pointers because it allows me to have more control over what I'm actually programming and stuff like that. It's sort of a shame that a lot of people really don't like it and are like, oh, it's not a good not a good beginner's programming language, because I think it is. It has everything I need, and it's very, you don't have to do something completely different to gradually step up the skill level with C++, and I feel like you kind of do with every other programming language. So many things are like, want you to use a scripting language, right? And like I get that to an extent, right? But at the same time, I think that the flexibility of that, I feel of C++ really allows you to. Ooh, sorry, a place is making something different now. The full flexibility of C++ allows you to properly get better at programming, and I feel like that doesn't quite happen with a lot of the smaller ones, like if I was, I would, I fully recommend it to people that C++ it should be your first language, your first programming language, because despite the fact it's very controversial, and I like it. I just do. I just like being able to do things. It's like I actually dislike game engines despite the fact they do a lot of the work for you, just because it's like, hey, but you're not letting me do what I need to do. And yeah. I could really do with a bit of that. Oh, man, wow. Sorry, I'm looking at this sort of monthly research I've got a ton. Oh, good. I can lower the price of that. Census. Alright. Everybody lives there. Found Metropolis. The Metropolis of Eridu.
Oh, you actually achieved that.
Yeah. It's like I finally made the origins of humanity into a metropolis, a city that will last forever.
Bugger. Not enough civilization points.
Man, I wish I made myself a pot noodle before doing this. I think I need to wash my cutlery before I'm able to, though. Like, I find the temptation to order food just because I'm lazy. So it's probably not helping that there is a smell of something outside. There always is, right? There is a smell of some fast food restaurant. We don't know what it is. Sometimes it's just the smell of burning wood, right? And we don't know why. But there's a plethora of smells coming out of this window. Some of them good, some of them really bad. Honestly, Sven, living near student apartments is like, you know, smeg, and of course we end up having the smell of 420 coming through the window, and I don't know who it is. It's like, I don't want to blame the people around me, but you know, it's like, it probably is one of the flats up and down stairs. Also, why do I have 0 war score? They haven't taken any of my territory. I think I've wrecked them more.
Oh, for the love of God.
Oh.
Just goddamn place becoming bloody unloyal again.
Alright.
Oh, for fuck's sake, no, it's like, because it's unloyal, I can't determine what goes where. Thank you, very cool.
What's that? But just so much beer in Eridu. Am I planning to get a YouTube partnership? I actually don't think I am, just because it's, I actually stream simultaneously on multiple different platforms, right? And I know that I can't just accept partnerships willy-nilly, because some of them, depending on, you know, I don't know if YouTube partnership allows you to even just you know, allows you to stream on different platforms, but I also have the ideology of as much platforms as possible. I don't like, especially now with the way that YouTube is making it really hard for you to live off YouTube and stuff, that it's better to not have all of my eggs in one basket. I like to allow people, I want to try and bring customer choice back into the idea of which platform to use, because a lot of people are like, oh, you should use Twitch because it's better for growing platforms, but at the same time, every once in a while there's a Twitch controversy, sometimes there's a YouTube controversy. Now Kick is a thing that's just controversial in general, and so it's like, as a person who's not actually doing this to make money, right? I'm doing this entirely for fun, and I'm doing this more to document how life is for me now, kind of thing, than I am trying to make something off it. I want more fans because it's fun, you know. That's why, more than anything. And it's so the idea of YouTube partnership is like, you know, I know it's better for attracting people. I know that you can earn more money off it and stuff like that, but it doesn't have anything that would be in my interest right now, and so I don't think I ever will get it, just because it almost goes against a lot of the ideas of you know, multi-platform, I think, honestly. And so, you know, if anything, I will. I know that, and it doesn't help that most of my videos are demonetized anyway, because there's a radio that plays in DMZ, and any of the songs play, you immediately get demonetized for it, and it's like, I would rather not care, you know. So yeah. Ooh, I can import precious metals. I can import more earthenware. I can import cedar. And I'm out of import lanes. Right, okay. I now own most of the... I'm now slowly snaking down the Mediterranean. Oh yeah, that's where my. I was like, where is my phone? Oh yeah, I'm using it to record myself. I always make that mistake. I just completely forget where my phone is. Yeah. I'll take the no, I can. Holy smeg! None of my provinces are rebellious for once.
Lucky you. I mean, mine are slowly ticking back up in loyalty, which is nice. God damn, for the longest time, just think, like that.
Import routes. There. I don't even know of any of this place. No, that's incense. Fish. Fish is all the way down there. And then I'll be able to feed that one province. Freedom! Right, okay. Maglum. There we go. Now, for me to finally conquer all of them, all of lower Mesopotamia. Everywhere where the two rivers are closest. If you had to choose a place to live, would it be in Wales, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, or Ireland? Scotland. Yeah, it's like, I know I'm very patriotic, but Scotland.
We literally wear great kilts.
Yeah, that.
That's not an understatement. We're not talking like a regular shitty colonialized kilt. We're talking about the great kilts.
Yeah. We wear actual Highland gear and walk around town with it.
Yeah, it's fucking useful.
It is. It's like, you know, saying it's a kilt. It's got full pockets. It's big and it's got its own raincoat if you need it. You know.
Keeps you warm. Keeps you dry.
It's good camping gear.
Very good for sort of like camping survival stuff.
Yeah. It's like, saying with just how culturally we are ingrained as being Scottish, right? We need to, we couldn't live anywhere but Scotland. Well, I say we couldn't live anywhere but Scotland. I'm playing with the person who's intending to move to Sweden, but
I know. The reasons though.
Yeah. It's a case of like, sometimes we are. Yeah. It's like, yeah. As much as I do, like, we've been, like, I've never been to most of the other nations in the UK. I've been in England. I do not like being in England, and I'll say that. And if I did live in England, then I would probably get stabbed for the way I live, right? And say that as if I'm not from a place where your likelihood of getting stabbed is higher. But Smeagol, like, it's like they would not be tolerant of what I want to do. Some of them might be. Some of them will, be thumbs up because it's good stuff. But our two nations hate each other. Wales, I've never been to Wales. I kind of like Wales, but at the same time, it's like
the language. I really feel they've forgotten a lot of their culture, which isn't their fault. They've been absolutely colonized by the English.
Yeah,
and especially the Norman English.
Yeah, that it's like they've been, like, I can see, like they've been more oppressed than us at times. Like, saying
the fact that all of British Isles, minus Scotland and Ireland, were effectively Brittonic.
Yeah.
And they were wiped out by the Anglo-Saxons and the Normans eventually.
Yeah. I often say, like, Welsh is the native language of this island, right? And it's considered weird by a majority of the population.
Yep.
And it's like, that's still unfortunate. Like, yeah. So Northern Ireland is, I don't know if that'd be too close to home. Like, Northern Ireland has its issues. Like,
I've been to Northern Ireland. It's nice.
Mm,
I honestly can't wait for them to grow out of their like Babby versus like Catholicism versus Protestantism. You know, it's not the 16th fucking century anymore.
yeah, that.
It's like, yeah, I know folk killed each other over that shit. I know all the troubles. You can't talk about it, but like, I literally don't give a shit. It's like I view both sides as like squabbling children that have no place in the 21st century. So like, shit changes. Boo-hoo, accept it.
Like, I would be much more accepting if it was the idea of a Northern Irish independence, right? But it's one or the other, and it's built around the idea of Catholic or Protestant, and I just hate sectarianism. Like,
I mean, given what we were talking about yesterday, with the sectarian bias in Scotland, because that shit is literally a bleed over from Northern Ireland.
Yeah,
it's like fests are fucking country. It's literally a fucking weed that we can't get rid of.
Yeah, that. It's like, Ireland itself sounds like a nice place to live. If I was...
Oh, here's the thing, it's a wonderful place. Like, and that's no hardship. Like all I'm ranting about sectarianism, it's no hardship for the people. Like, when I was in Northern Ireland, it was like some of the most welcoming people I've ever met. They're nice, they have great food. It felt kind of like home, minus like the hills and mountains.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, there was a lot of cultural affinity I had. Felt.
Yeah, it's one of those things of Ireland feel like, because of your description of Ireland feels more like home kind of thing, like more of Scotland kind of thing. Like, it doesn't sound like it would be that bad, because there's also more land. It's like, it's one of those things of like, you know, saying I wouldn't be against the idea of moving to Ireland, right? You know, but I'm not sure. Like, you know, saying if I have the choice between Ireland and Scotland, I'm gonna pick my own country, because I genuinely think it wants to go in a good direction. Like, you know, it's just
the problem they have right now is that their government, at least from what I've seen with Ireland generally, is their government has an issue with like Google and other American businesses. They're basically setting up shop and like basically being really shitty to the locals, from what I've heard, at least in Dublin. And like Dublin's housing crisis is ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
it's on par with things like Edinburgh.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for them.
Yeah. I mean, I will admit, if I was to move to Ireland, I would probably move to the countryside in it, right? I'd probably move to one of the more Irish-speaking regions, even though I don't speak Irish.
Learn.
Yeah, that. I would legitimately learn it. Like, you know, as a person who's learning a little bit of Gaelic, you know, I don't know how to speak Gaelic. Don't ask me to speak someone's stream. Like, it wouldn't. I would learn it. Try and preserve it. You know, it's one of the languages. You know, that I think deserves to be, you know, it deserves to be preserved. You know, respected. Do you guys consider yourself alpha males?
Yes. Honestly, the concept of the study they used before was kind of wrong. Although I will agree with the chimpanzee idea of humans.
Yeah.
Where there is like people who are a little bit more out there. But true alpha male is someone more like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings and fucking Andrew Tate.
Yeah, that.
Like, Andrew Tate doesn't seem like someone I would like. Seems like a cunt. Seems like someone I would be able to have a decent conversation with.
Yeah.
Whereas like a good man is someone who takes care of his group, his tribe, his friends, his family, his community. It gives back to it, sacrifices for it. You know, like this idea of masculinity has been fucking warped over the last 60 years. I think I know why as well. Like, you have the boomers with, like, the war. They grew up seeing all of this groundbreaking thing of World War II, the largest war ever. And so they viewed masculinity, mostly because it's incorrect, they viewed masculinity with the idea of a true man went out and fought. Which wasn't why many people went. Many people went because it was their duty, because they felt responsible, because they wanted to defend their homeland, protect their family. Admirable reasons. But the children growing up in that time just saw man with gun go, ooh, like tribal kind of thing. And it's like, really? I think that's where a lot of, you know, 'cause what were the most popular movies and shit we had at that point? It was like, you know, fucking Commando and like kind of Rambo 2 and shit. Like, even though Rambo 1 is completely different, Rambo 2 and 3 basically made that, like, twisted it to this super muscle-bound dude who doesn't need anyone else and gunning down hordes of people. And it's like, no, we live in cities. Men are social creatures. We have friends and allies, and you know, we take care of our own. And we work hard.
It's that problem that we have with a lot of the ideas in the survival movies kind of thing. It's all bullshit. It's like actually bullshit. This idea of like, oh, when the chips are down, everyone stabs you in the back. It's like actual horseshit. Studies show that when horrible problems emerge, people actually act nicer. Crime goes down. People actually put themselves out there. And as well as the fact that it's actually hardwired into us to help each other. Like, I don't know, I just find that whole view just nihilistic, defeatist. I honestly beta. Like, straight up, it's the beta mindset. It's like, oh, I feel like humanity sucks. Oh, why do we even bother? As opposed to like the alpha mindset about, no, humanity's strong, we've conquered this fucking earth. Like, we have built an empire of like mammals and primates. We are the stewards of this planet, and we're going to go forth and take care of it and then colonize the stars. That is our fucking, that's a goddamn divine fucking crusade if I've ever heard one. That's a fucking life affirming thing if I ever heard that. 100%.
It doesn't have to be go to stars, but you know, like,
I was going to say, so 100%. This is, in my opinion, it's humanity's duty to reach out.
There is a galaxy full of lifeless void. Is that not what we did? Did we not, like when we were at the savannah of Africa, you know, we journeyed out into lands unpopulated and like fill it with life and culture?
So I feel it's our duty as humanity to extend the legacy of Earth, you know? It's like to fill it with life, to fill it with culture, you know? To make it so that, you know, to make the universe more interesting, to make, you know, there is the there in I'm sure it was in India, where there was the Hindu religion has the idea that life is almost like a dream.
Yes.
From the Brahmin, you know, and we all have our parts in it.
It's the drama.
The
great drama of existence.
The great drama of existence.
And we go out, we do our part, we play it, and it does seem like that's humanity's role. We are here to not control existence, because that's like tyrannical, but to partake in it.
That.
And to partake in it in a way that is noble and virtuous and decent. True as well, the idea of truth. Because truth seems to be a cross-cultural universal among every single religion, and I think that's something to be held to. You know? So, do you prefer Italic, Greek, or Turkish restaurants? Oh, Turkish. Like, I was going to say, you absolutely love them. I love Turkish restaurants. Like, Turkish food is so underrated. Like, here in, like, Scotland and Britain, we do actually have a lot of kebab restaurants. But that doesn't even scratch the surface of how good Turkish food is. Like, oh my god, bokarek, like, you've got hummuses, you've got sherbets, you've got, kebabs, you've got koftas. It's just good. It's just like flavoursome. Some of it can be very simple, that kind of like Though to be fair, like the Mediterraneans are damn good when it comes to cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say any of them are better because I can see myself totally eating Greek food. I can see what are the other options.
Greek Italic. Yeah.
Oh right, okay. They're all kind of up there. For me.
They are all.
It's just
there.
like what do you fancy?
Yeah. It's like the unfortunate thing is in terms of restaurants, I don't know if I've ever gone to a Turkish restaurant. I don't know if I've ever gone to a Greek restaurant.
There was a great restaurant we had in Glasgow. It was called Alaturkas.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. Like the mezza, which is like kind of like little dishes you have before your main meal.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. Like seasoned like perfectly. So many different things. Like stuffed vine leaves. Oh my god, stuffed vine leaves are great.
Mm.
And unfortunately, it shut due to COVID. But it
Mm.
nailed the atmosphere. It was like a perfect atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It was this.
Yeah.
It was this like. It had like this kind of live music playing like Turkish Mediterranean style guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and it just felt like you walked into like a bazaar in like Constantinople.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in like the fucking. I don't know, like 15th century Ottoman Empire. It felt like that. It felt like you were in a different world, and the people were really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've never been to it. Once again, it's like a case of... I think it's just a case of I've not been to much restaurants in general. There was an Italian restaurant that opened in my hometown, so I think I've been to an Italian restaurant, but I don't know if that was Italian or Italian-American. And I do consider the two to be different as well. It's like
I mean, the best pizza I ever had was like in Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and it was this little, it was southern Spain, and it was this very kind of we stayed in this beautiful, like idyllic village with like the white buildings and sort of the kind of orange terracotta tiles,
Mm-hmm.
and it had this one little restaurant in it in like the town square, and it was a little pizzeria, and it was kind of crumbling a little. It had a crack in its wall. It wasn't doing amazing, but the guy made these amazing pizzas.
Right,
Like
right.
straight up best pizza I've ever tried. It was just this happy Spaniard who just made this pizza. Which is like, for me, that's all it's all about. It's all about the love someone puts in the cooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually completely agree. It's kind of... Because I've been in restaurants where it's like you can tell that the person cooking it genuinely loves doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, saying it's like... It's kind of hard just because, like, you know, it's... If you ever do anything as a job, you start to hate it.
Yeah.
Right? You know?
I think that's just more how our culture works.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's not about, oh my god, did every province stop being fucking unloyal? Why are you all unloyal? Governor corruption. Fuck.
Oh...
Okay.
I would just give you actually, no, I can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
you goddamn prick. Okay, you're getting fired. Getting fired.
Could do.
Who's the better statesman? You. You'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Are Scottish British? Like, if you ask anybody in Scotland if they're Scottish or British, they will 9 times out of 10 tell you that they are Scottish. These days there is a bigger cultural divide than there ever has been, I think. None of us consider ourselves British. Maybe a Rangers fan would, right? But in terms of like your average person in the street, most people are like, no, I'm Scottish. Like, I'm not. We have almost no connection to Britain. Maybe militarily.
It's because British culture is an invention by the English to basically impose it on the other kingdoms.
Yeah, that.
Effectively.
Yeah.
Like, they'll say different, but they're wrong.
Mm.
Like, it's in order to speak English, in order to have basically have the same king, in order to basically be Anglican, like part of their church.
We don't have. We're not.
Yeah, we don't have that, but like a lot of it is their institutions.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some cultural similarities. Most of the good ideas that they had, like queuing and a cup of tea and stuff. But like,
yeah. Like, you know, so to say that there are not British elements of
Scottish culture.
Yeah. It's like that would be incorrect, right? We do have fish and chips. We do have a cup of tea. You know.
Yeah, fish and chips was brought by Irish, Italian immigrants.
I was going to say that's an Italian thing. Like
fried fish is literally an Italian thing.
Like we legitimately have.
Talking about curries, that's all because the Indians who were like basically settled after like effectively being colonized.
Yeah. It's like, you know, saying like there are elements like, but you know, we also have Scottish variations on that element, which are more ours. Like we have deep fried pizzas and pizza crunches where
Sorry, Italians.
Yeah.
But they are delicious.
Yeah.
Horrendously bad for you. We all know this, but they are good as well.
Yeah. It's like where we legitimately, you know, saying because the people who immigrated here did it differently. Like, you know, technically we invented chicken tikka masala, but that just sort of spread. And like, you know, so there are elements of British culture in Scottish culture, but it's a case of like, you know, saying even with the breakfast, it's like a full Scottish breakfast. No, it's squared sausage, tatty scones. Like we have Scottish food like haggis. Like we don't, you know, that, you know, saying Scottish food's, you know, quite nice. It's
simple.
Yeah.
It's simple and it's food that gets you through the winter.
Yeah.
We didn't really have access to spices, mostly because it's fucking Scotland. The one of the few things that grows here is like we got sheep, we got oats, we got like Highland cows. Like the fact that our cattle had to fucking adapt to the land and have like thick coats and huge horns and like
that.
Like, Scotland was never a cuisinal place. It's just we were a fucking warrior culture and basically a tribe for like the longest time.
Yeah, that.
We didn't really have any connection to like the Silk Road or any of the spices that come through it until the Empire, and that's when you start seeing things like clay dumpling and things that have spices added to them.
Yeah. Like, you know, politically, like, although, like, the odd thing is, like, you know, the entire reason why the referendum voted, why most people voted no, was because we liked our position in the world, being a European country.
It was the EU.
It was the
EU.
Literally.
Everyone was like worried because it's like, oh, if you leave Scotland, if you leave the United Kingdom, you'll be kicked out of the EU and you have to apply for it. And then they vote to leave out of the EU and we're out of the EU as well.
Yeah.
That was a huge reason as to why people, as well as the vow, were effectively doing it. Well, that is, it was a bunch of like cross-party politicians all came together in the last effort to save the union, because basically what happened was a poll went out that said it was like 60% people were going to vote to leave, and they're like, oh fuck. So they pulled like a bunch of promises and shit out their ass to make shit better, and the moment that obviously they voted against their interests, people were just like, those politicians just sort of disappeared into the mist.
I was going to say
all the fucking promises that they never, you know. The
vow was done by political leaders who did not even last in their position.
Yeah.
Any of the three, that, you know, and in Scotland we wanted to have closer ties with Europe. We wanted closer ties with the Nordic region. We wanted closer ties with Europe, and we thought, okay, the Union is worth getting closer ties, because it's like, if we're all European, there is no need, right?
Yeah.
And
they promised us more devolved powers as well.
Yeah, we were promised more devolved powers, which we technically got some of.
But we didn't get the ones we wanted. We wanted the ability to control our own tax laws and the ability to control our own, like, where we put our money. It was
and now
empty gestures.
And now even on the things that we do have the legal right to do are being blocked by British Parliament.
Anytime we try passing laws, they block them.
Yeah, that's more and more. Any kind of British culture is just being eroded right now. I do not see, like, I don't see the Union lasting, right? I see Scotland leaving, and none of us consider ourselves British. We're getting more and more dissatisfaction with the way that things are being run. We will most likely leave, and if things keep going this way, it might not be a peaceful process, honestly.
I don't see like a violent.
I don't see it going violent yet.
I don't see a violent thing. I don't think we've got who would do that.
No. It's still like 50% of the population kind of still like the Union, but nobody likes.
For me, it's because Britain is lost. The UK has lost its place in everything. It doesn't know where it stands anymore. It's completely fucked, like economically and politically, and I have no idea why people are still coming here.
Honestly,
Like, I almost feel they're coming here because they still have this idea that it's good to live in Britain. It's like, it's not.
No.
Like, most of our young people are leaving for nicer places to live because you get paid more, you pay less tax, you get more services, you have happier quality of life, the weather's better, the food's better. Like, there is no stability in Britain anymore. We have had for the last year like 30. I know we weren't gonna get political, damn it, but we seem to.
And so you ask us our country, and it's like if we're
gonna get political.
We're gonna get political because it's so fundamental.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have our political biases here. But
in less political news, why did I choose to be a VTuber, and what are the benefits?
there we go.
Yeah. Like, I chose out of a long...
You can hide behind a cute anime avatar.
Yeah, I will...
That's a very good now.
Yeah.
Anime has been one of the foundational things of the internet.
Yeah, definitely.
We're all the weirdos and freaks, and I'm saying this is a weirdo and freak.
I was going to say.
This is not an insult. This is just who we are. Like, we went to the internet because it was a place where we could be free.
Yep.
And it's where people could discuss things that were kind of niche. You know, like, say what you want about the furries, but they were a big one.
Yeah. You are right. Yeah.
They're a big part of it, and like, it's where like, you know, atheist kids from like a rural religious town in America could come and vent. It's where like a person who likes anime but knows no one in their town who ever even heard of it can come and find people with similar interests.
Yep, that was my perspective.
I was kind of similar, not like fully. Like for me, I kind of got on the internet a little later. Like sort of when YouTube was beginning to take off, that was the thing that sort of pulled me into the internet.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, oh my god, some of this stuff's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
People doing like wacky stuff and stuff I've never heard before. And you watch TV and you're like, this sucks. this TV is shite. It's actual shite.
You know, one of the things is I got into anime at the time period where Western animation had almost hit its lowest. This was at a point where Cartoon Network declared that they would do more live action stuff, right? So all the cartoons that were on there were, quite frankly, crap. It's like, you know, but, you know, it's like the only good things on were, what was it? Flapjack and Chowder, right? And so, like, I would go online and there was anime, and this was comedy, this was funny, this was entertaining. You know, you had people passionate about the medium that were doing stuff about it, you know, and that drove so many of us in. This drove me in, you know, because there was actual entertainment, and you know, you can't deny that Smeagol, like, you know, like the addition, the cute culture in Japanese, the kawaii culture that some people call it, right, was so.
It's different. It was so radically different to anything in the West, where it was the idea of almost like super masculine, like which, you know, has its place.
Yeah.
You do need like the Jung. We're gonna get psychoanalytical now. Like Jung, the idea that in every man and woman there was like the anima and the animus, which was like the masculine of the feminine and the feminine and masculine. Like he needed an outlet for that. And like we kind of didn't really have that in our culture.
Nah. Like anime did both masculine and feminine right.
Yeah, it kind of did. That's why I think it's been successful.
Yeah. It was like, you know, so I feel like we have a misnomer in the West where it's like the idea of strong being considered masculine, but also like it doesn't extend to feminine being not strong. Whereas in Japan they had stuff like magical girl stuff, which was like, yeah, this is so fundamentally feminine, but is also they're not weak.
Yeah, for strong female characters.
Yeah.
Genuinely good. I'm not talking about the ones in the West where they're basically acting like men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but not even good men, asshole men.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they act like assholes.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's just like, would you actually want to have a conversation with this person? And you're just like, no.
No.
Would you want to be friends with this person? No.
Nah. And it's like, saying, like, the actual goodness has been taken out of them for the sake of power, which is that misunderstood as a tyrannical power when it's really not. That's not good masculinity. That's it's just bad in general.
Power.
Yeah.
Like it's an order.
Mm.
It's supposed to be that.
Yeah.
At least in the psychoanalytical view.
Yeah. So it's like, in that sense, it's like characterization, being a VTuber, allows you to sculpt that a closer image to what you want to be. And with anime, especially blowing up as it is, that allowed me to sort of, to sort of explore that, to characterize myself, to try and to characterize myself in a way that's more appealing to me. Like, I had a long-standing tradition of not wanting to give out personal information, but I liked the idea of streaming, right? So it's like, the idea of showing my face on the internet was something I've always wanted to hide. But with VTubing, I specifically was allowed to be like, hey, doesn't matter, I can be slightly more cute, because I want to be. And it's like, that's part of the character kind of thing. If like, I don't have to look what fits me. I can look how I want, right?
This also goes back to the anonymity of the internet.
Yeah, that.
Which it was basically founded.
Yeah, that. Like, the anonymity of the internet, I think, is underrated. Like, when Facebook and stuff became popular and it required your real name, I hated that. I grew up on Newgrounds. I made a list as a name for myself. I became Smeghead Clock, right? And people know me, right? They were able to draw me in their animations, to have me as a character, right? And I loved it. Showing up in other people's animations was great, and I loved it as everything else. Now it's like, as a VTuber, there's that potential of having fan art, even if I draw it myself, and it's like I can show other people. I know how happy that makes me. I know how happy that makes other people, and it's cool that we have that culture, and it's self-preserving, right? I used to be, is your YouTube channel connected to your Twitter account? Yes, it is. I have posted on Twitter the link to the channel, I think. I don't know if I did it to this video. It's been having a little bit of problems doing that, and I honestly have no idea why. It is.
Damn it, my access to hemp has been cut.
Yeah.
And I must import some more.
Yeah, it's like, that's fine.
There's nothing to import. I've run out of things to import.
Really?
Yes, really. I have 40 out of 41 on imports. I have nothing to import.
Jeez. Oh. Yeah, apparently I beat them in a battle. Migration speeds. I'm honestly not sure where I'm going now with the tech tree.
Have you unlocked everything?
No, I'm nowhere near unlocking everything, I'll say that, but I'm saying, like, I've got the entire religious tech tree to do, but it's more of what is beneficial. I honestly can't tell. Also, cultural assimilation, that's more important.
I'm literally just waiting for my... One of the provinces I have to like reach a point of like loyalty where I can then be like, you're gonna be the capital, build a palace there, and then do one of the tasks. Because it needs it to be the regional capital.
Yeah. That makes sense, actually. Yeah, so what is a milestone you want to achieve in YouTube? Right, okay. My big goal on YouTube is 100,000 subscribers, right? That is my big goal. Because at 100,000 subscribers, I will have enough presence. Because that's that is 100,000 is somebody who is big in a niche community, right? And if I get that number, that is enough that I would say enough publicity to justify a referendum on whether or not I deserve the Hatsune name, right? At that point, I will become Lister's Hatsune, and be officially recognised in that as part of the Hatsune clan. Until
Grain,
hmm,
please. Grain, please.
oh green, if you want to send the thing, but yeah, that is my big milestone. It's a bit far into the future though, so it's like right now I'm just enjoying myself. I will celebrate a milestone at probably 500 subscribers, because I feel like I could have done a celebration at 100 subscribers, but I almost felt as if I didn't deserve it yet. I felt as if because I was very inconsistent in terms of streaming, so I didn't feel like I could do that in good conscience. Yeah, like other than that, it is just why are you not there? You. Other than that, it's like, yeah, the 100,000 is the big milestone that I'm aiming for, and that is going to be the big thing, because people will be allowed to vote no, as well. People will be able to say that I don't deserve the name, and that will be fine. But then if I don't, then I don't. But it's something I have to earn, and so I have to do well. I have to be. Am I entertaining? Am I skilled enough? Am I good enough at drawing? Have I done everything I can to bring glory to it? Right? It's like and only then can I really say, yeah. It's like only really then can I make it official. Because other than that, it's like everything else is just internal glory. Because it's like technically, it's like I conquered a good amount of the galaxy when I was a kid, and it's like nobody will remember that. We had the decommissioning process where you're forced to forget, right? And for the most part, I do forget everything important. Much like the kids next door, if you've ever seen that, right? It's it's very possible that any of us have served with any of us at the same time, conquering the stars. But that didn't matter when I got to Earth. I went through high school, and it was one of the worst periods of my life. And I still think that it's like humanity. If I need to be the best representative of humanity I can, I need to be. So I should learn as much human skills as I can. That being language, that being creativity for the arts, for game development, for everything I can. And if I stream the results of that, I think that I can create a very good thing online of being, hey, do I deserve this? It's like, have I worked hard enough to do it? Because I don't think it's necessarily up to me to decide, hey, I've done this well, and the subscriber number I like, but at the same time, it's like, if you've been on Twitter, if you're on VTuber Twitter, right, you know that most of VTuber Twitter is GFX bots, and it's like sometimes you get subscriptions from a bot, and it's like, does that really work? Am I being So I can't always trust the numbers, but what I can trust is a community, And that's why I put the value in that. Yeah, do I think I can pass Mr. Beast? Let's see what Mr. Beast's subscriber count is right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we totally passed him.
Yeah. Mr. Beast, 169 million. I think that's too nice a number for me to be able to. It's like, it's saying, being the top VTuber is it would be a hard enough thing because I'd have to beat the classics, you know. It's like I don't even know if I can. Svein, if I reach Kizuna eye levels, I'll be smeg and proud, you know. But there's once again there's that thing. If I don't know, I don't know if I can. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past me because it's like that. At that point, I would. What I'm half thinking, right, to the answer to that question is that would it be fair for a part-timer to be paid more than a full-timer? Which sounds like a no kind of thing, you know? And I don't think that I would be able to reach that high, because it wouldn't be fair, would it? Mr. Beast invests most of his profits back into his videos. I know he does. He apparently lived in a box for a little while so he could afford the massive expense in his videos, and there was an audience for that, so it got him an audience. I'm part-timing this. It's like my main thing is game development, right? And like, and I'm not going to stop. My whole thing is that I want to make content, right? That is what I like doing. And therefore, that's what I want to do most of my life, right? You know, that being through VTubing, which I'm trying to use as an excuse to learn and do everything I can, right? Because I only have one life, and it's the life of a human, so it's not necessarily going to be more than 1,000 years. And if it is more than 1,000 years, that's a miracle, right? So I've got to do all I can right now. But at the same time, games to me are sort of the ultimate form of media. So I want to be able to do more of that, and getting more subscribers than that it's going to be hard, you know. You should deserve more audience, but you have to promote your channel and videos. Yeah, that is also part of the learning experience for me, because I need to learn how to do that and what to do in terms of that. Because I honestly, I'm a complete noob when it comes to that. It's like, the traditional idea of how to promote yourself as a VTuber specifically is through collabs, and I like the idea of doing collabs. I might do one at some point when I have some time, which might not be soon. But
what's time?
Yeah, that. The problem is I don't know if I ever truly do, because but at the same time, like, that's not really enough, because I know that there's plenty of people who do that, and you know, and I the closest thing I've learned to promoting a channel, right, you know, it's one of the only lesson I've learned was that is through the use of social media, and you know, like, some people are saying through you know, that I should get a Discord and stuff like that, which, you know, is good for keeping a community, I think. But I need to also promote a community, which I'm still stuck on. Like, you know,
community growth is, if I may, community growth is difficult. So obviously, when I did streaming, my audience was still quite small, but it was dedicated.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. The primary reason for that is that I had friends watch me stream. I was lucky to be able to get a Twitch affiliate as quickly as I did. I got it within a week, which
is a miracle, I'll say that.
It's not easy. I know this, especially when you go on Twitch and most people don't have many viewers. TikTok weirdly makes that easier, but I'm not even gonna fucking talk about that.
I could say Newgrounds does. I could get, you know, spending 200 views minimum on Newgrounds.
Well, yeah.
But you know, everything comes with its you know, swings and roundabouts. You know?
The thing is, getting the audience initially is... So outside the people that were my friends that had come in, it was most people that came in due to games like Clone Drone in the Danger Zone.
Mm-hmm.
The primary thing in trying to get a bigger community with streaming is engagement, which you do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do the interactive stuff that I did,
Yeah,
but
I
that's
want
because...
to.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. You actively interact with the people in your chat,
So
and
I
your
like
chat
that.
actively speak back.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah. To me, that's just like a miracle. It's like I wanted to do this all this whole time.
I mean, to me, that's the point. Like, yes, you're playing a game, you're having fun, but at the same time, you're also, you know, interacting with people across the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the miracle of it. I've not done this properly since like 2008. You know. Yeah. So it is one of the things that I need to. It's a learning experience in all the ways, because if everybody does the same thing to try and promote, then it won't work. It's you know, and if everybody, you know, it's like the only way that I know that will work if everybody does it the same way, and it kind of won't because of how money works, is through advertising. And it's not the same as the old days where it's Megan. You stand in Clan Wars, type Wave 1, blue, join Alisters, you know, all levels. It's like.
Yeah.
It's like if you know, I've seen a lot of people pop up you know, they've made like song covers that they pop on YouTube as an advert, and that's not necessarily going to be it's not going to be effective for everybody. It's like ideally what I need to find first is what makes me truly like
What makes you you?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
makes you unique?
Yeah, what makes
you
me
bring
unique?
to the table?
Yeah, what makes me unique, what makes me entertaining, and how I can sort of push that forward as a hey, this is why you might enjoy watching me kind of
Yeah,
thing. You know?
it's why I did the variety streams that I did. It's why I did stuff like Garbage Day and Havoc Radio. I did things so I could share my love of different things, be it music, be it terrible games that I was sent on Steam, in the case of fucking Garbage Day and the Candies to Bebe games, Mermaid, fucking shoot me in the head. It's all about finding what you're comfortable doing, and then what you're passionate about doing. Because without passion, and well, you saw this from me, without passion, streaming makes you feel dead, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's probably why these last streams have worked quite well, because I've really enjoyed the games I've been playing, you know, as well as really enjoyed the talking to people.
Yeah.
And you know, I could do it for a long time.
The social interaction is what makes streaming a uniquely wonderful thing, and it is what I loved about it. It's just a case of I forgot that my focus should be enjoying it as opposed to doing what I knew other people wanted to see, which led me down the Dark Souls rabbit hole and going hard.
Yeah, that. It's like, you know, it's one of the things that eventually I'll put in, you know, it's, yeah, I need to be, you know, there are little things that I do need to thingy with myself, which is, you know, to be more bold with what I want to do, because there's like, you know, so with certain streams it's like, I've never seen anybody do these, so I'm scared of doing them, but at the same time, it's like, if I enjoy it, and I realised that when I was noticed this, like, okay, I've got a lot of DMZ on my thing, and since I started playing DMZ, I've been a lot more active in terms of streaming.
We stream it a lot.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it's like, okay, the games I'm playing, right? I should also stream some more of the strategy games, which I like playing more. You know, that means things like Imperator. It means Age of Empires 2 because I like that. It's when, you know, basically more of the RTS games, the things that I would play in my spare time as well, instead of just the FPS games. It's like that I chose for study purposes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, some of the other things that I'm playing, you know, I'm doing for study, like I am enjoying them. But there is something to just be playing a game for enjoyment alone, kind of thing.
Well, something's just occurred to me. Mr. Artiste Man,
Yes.
at some point, may I make a suggestion / recommendation to the room in terms of a piece of art that needs to be made?
Yes.
Us fighting a horde of zombies for lasagna party.
Yes, I'll have to do that. At some point.
Yep.
My next plan though is I want to do an art piece for D&D,
Of course,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
and I've already got an idea of it.
Mm.
I want to have like using kind of the chibi model I've got,
Mm-hmm.
like to do a paint over.
Mm.
I want to have your character Dave literally like pulling me from like fire
Mm.
as I'm like dead effectively, with, like little X's on the ends.
Yeah.
And you like sniping some dude
Yeah.
in like a shitty alley, Al-Mazrin alleyway kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you thinking of doing it in a chibi art style? Did you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Might I make a request then if you want doing that?
Yeah.
I've still got somewhere the raw art of what my stream avatar was going to be. If you could chipify that, that'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it'd actually be
Like
really good
you've
for
seen
us.
the
Yeah,
art
yeah,
that
yeah.
I was going to do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I really wish that Infi was ever able to complete that. Like, yeah, no. Would I use it for streaming now? No, because I'm never going back to streaming. But I would still have loved that art. I would have happily paid for that, but they have a job, they have their own life, and they weren't letting me pay them for it. Like, but your work is good. Let me pay you. No. Why? I want you to.
Okay, David. Good news. Loyalty is up.
Cool, cool.
Mostly because I made an absolute fortune, and I'm now making so many duckies a month.
Nice, nice.
Quack, quack.
Yeah, quack quack indeed.
Mm. Send
And
duckies.
there is a single province, but it is fucking tiny, and frankly, I'm going to reach a point where I'm just going to give it away because it produces nothing except for misery.
This is a production of misery.
Oh, it is straight up useless.
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of God.
No. I'll, nope. No. They all already have cities. Yeah, I'm at a point where I'm building things. I'm building cities in places that are disloyal in order to try and improve their loyalty. I have most places improving loyalty well. Like,
I was going to ask you, want to go war against Simmurum?
yes, but I don't actually have any way to access Simmurum.
Okay, I might go to war with them then.
Yeah, please do. If you go to war with them, I might go to war with Sasan and try and have our borders meet. Who are they allied with?
Oh, I can threaten war.
Avoid military access. Have truce of Malgum.
Fabricate a claim.
Do I have a thing like them? Yes, I do. I can literally take a CAD from them. Ooh.
So I think I'm going to eat most of Simmurum. Right, keep Mary on the good boy list.
Yeah. If you declare on them, should you call me into the war? Because I can declare on Sasan, and we can both fight them at the same time.
2 seconds. Cinnamon gift. No.
Okay, good. I do have more pop in them then. We need to be careful when we do that though. There will be a big issue when we do that.
Oh, for the love of God, okay, in office. What office do you want? Stupid. He's my goddamn son.
Oh, do I have 3? Oh, military structure.
There you go.
I need to be a great power first. take a hit in taxes. And do you know what? I'm going to take a greater hit in taxes.
Sorry, my friend. Right, you're in charge.
Also, I am quite happy with the fact of how things seem to be going. I've got majority Eridu in most of my populace, so things seem to be stabilising. So when I take the Elamites, Sasanian culture, things should start going well. And I'm hoping that I don't end up with a whole bunch of problems.
Oh, cool, I'm bleeding. Neat.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. What is my favourite sport? If you count HEMA, then
Hema's a sport.
yeah, then that historical European martial arts. Yeah, I like doing that. If not, then technically there's also fencing, which I also like doing, but I haven't done in ages because it's kind of hard to find a place that does fencing. As a spectator sport, it is football, but it's only really as a spectator sport. I am terrible at the game and therefore don't really like playing it. But yeah, it is very much HEMA. I am a pretty good long swordsman. I would say Scotlandman42069 here is also a very good long swordsman.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, straight up, we're both. I honestly think if we were able to keep going with it, right, we would have become some of the best in the class eventually. I was saying there's a reason why, like, when I went into a tournament, I got into the knockout rounds, and then I lost because I ran into a person's sword twice. Like, that's just the aggressiveness, like, you know, like we liked doing it. We went full aggressiveness. It was how we, it's how we did things. And it was fun. Like, you know, we were very strategic. We liked the history aspect of it as well as the just it being an aggressive combat sport. Because, you know, it's one of those things like, I do have a thing for combat sports.
Thank you for telling me I have barbarians in my land game that are sieging my capital.
Yeah, that keeps happening.
Military levy.
Building infrastructure.
What was the last question you were asked?
What's my favourite sport?
What answer did you give? Outside of HEMA.
Outside of HEMA, in terms of the spectators, well, outside of HEMA, there's technically fencing, right?
Yeah.
And outside of fencing, like as a spectator sport, I would say football. Just because I like watching it. I like supporting my local team. I like smegging beat. I like, you know, I like the competitive aspect of it, especially nationally, where I like it as a thing of it being, you know, national pride and like being able to be like, this is their football team and so they're doing really well, you know. It's like, well, this country is beating this country, like, and there's a lot of history and stuff to it that I like, you know. It's some proper competitiveness, and it's not in a way that's bad either, like, not necessarily, like, we're not killing each other over it, unlike, you know, club football. But yeah.
Yes, colonial hand egg.
Yeah, that's it. American football is boring to watch.
Colonial hand egg is the most boring sport on planet Earth, only second to baseball. What the hell?
Yeah, that. Like, I do not get it. Like, rugby is really fun to watch. Like, it's, you know, and like, how did they make rugby into something so boring?
Fun to watch, fun to play. Rugby's great.
Yeah, that. I've never played rugby. They made us play touch rugby, and I hated touch rugby.
Yeah,
touch
rugby.
Yeah,
sucks.
tag rugby is weird. It's a fair enough facsimile, but yeah, I get it.
I get why they taught us it, because they would. If they gave me the excuse to absolutely spear someone, I would, because Svein, yeah.
The problem with my school is it wasn't even height differences, it was size differences. Like, back then, I was a twig of a human. I was skinny as all hell. Taller, sure, but still skinny. In actual rugby, I would have been totaled. I would have died. Yeah. I'm surprised that you didn't even ironically say wrestling.
I don't count wrestling as a sport.
But it's sports entertainment day.
Yeah, it's sports entertainment. It's not a sport.
Chris Jericho is here to bring you the pinnacle of sports entertainment.
It's like
and wizard and shit.
Yeah. So you can't win at wrestling, and not really. So it's like, as much as that is my, thing, when as a kid, when you had to choose something sporty, what you were into. For me, it was 100%. It was wrestling. It was pro wrestling. So again, The Rock was my favourite wrestler at the time, and I absolutely loved wrestling. But it's not sport. It's sport. It's entertainment. It's something I watch. It's a TV show that goes on forever, which I love. It's It is redneck anime. Right?
It is redneck anime. I won't even defend that.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't even go on the offense on that one. That's correct.
Yeah. That's why I like it.
Yeah, same.
But yeah. It's like, I don't count it as a sport. It's like I'm not heavily rooting for for one wrestler to win.
Depends.
It depends. It's like, I do have my preferences. I would be like, it would be great to see this guy go off against this guy.
Yeah.
That's how I go. That's how I approach wrestling, right? Not like less of a thing of I want this guy to do really well. More, I want to see more of this guy.
That being said, because I legitimately don't know the answer to this, in terms of favourite wrestler right now, who is yours? Because I don't know.
Favourite wrestler right now, Megan. Because I'm trying to think.
Because it's a hard one.
Yeah. Because it's like I can't say immediately. Because like the first one, because it's like saying I can't just say Smeagol, Smeagol, Smeagol the Lucha Brothers, because that's two wrestlers, right?
Yeah, we're about to say like, you want about Rey Fenix or you want about Penta?
Yeah, and it would have been Penta. He's the one I do prefer very slightly.
Oh yeah, out of the two, Penta and Skiro is. I mean, they're both excellent wrestlers.
Oh, yeah, they're both absolutely fantastic.
Of the two, probably Penta.
Yeah. It's like,
because his solo work is pretty damn good.
Yeah. It's like, I want to, I want to see more of Keith Lee. I couldn't call him my favourite.
No, but you want to see more of him.
Yeah.
Want to see more of Big Happy Man just deciding, no, you, I am a brick wall, and you fall down.
Yeah.
I mean, I know who mine is. Kenny Omega.
Oh yeah. That's why I don't blame you. That's why Kenny Omega's Svein great. Would you be comfortable if you were about to share your name with us? Would you be comfortable? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I was about to say. Listers prefers to have an amount of privacy, which is completely respectable.
Yeah. It's the anonymity thing.
Like, obviously, there is the occasional accidental slip where a name comes out.
Yeah. Like multiple names, honestly. I don't.
However, none of them are distinctly identifiable.
Yeah.
Because that is a very common name in the UK.
Yeah. That. So I've never been able to say every name I have, kind of thing.
Yeah. I was about to say, no one here is going to outwardly dox you because, frankly, well, one, what would be the point? Two, I live with you, that would be counterproductive.
I think it's a case of we.
Like, you get glitter bombed, I have to help clean up the mess. No one do that.
Yeah, it is one of those things of saying. In terms of name, it's like there is a thing with VTubers and names where like the thing with most people on doxing is it's not about the idea that, oh, you'll know who we really are, right? You know, it's often about characterization, where it's a case of like, no, that's breaks the whole point of VTubing, where
It breaks kayfabe.
yeah, it breaks kayfabe, right? And we don't. It just makes it slightly less entertaining.
It removes some of the magic.
Yeah, that. And I think that's the whole thing. Like, that's why it's part of why I like VTubing. It's like, you know, it's like if I told everybody, right, that I conquered an eighth of the universe, right, you'd think I was mad, right? But if I say it and I'm a VTuber, it's like, oh, that's characterization.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Weird that makes sense, but it makes sense.
Oh, of course.
It's because you are playing a character.
Yeah.
Whereas when I streamed, I was straight up just unabashedly me.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, it's fine. I know that there's parts of me that come through as character, and I'm honestly, I like that. It's like, you know, it wouldn't be me if it weren't me. You know, It's like you can't just. There's a reason why you can't just get a VTuber to play a different VTuber. You know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's one of those things of like there's more to the fact that it's a character, and I like the amount of chinibio you can get out of it, honestly.
Oh, more redneck engineering. Okay, goody.
Did the guy I just appoint die? I think he did. Right, Sasan might be the first opponent who might actually be able to properly face me and not in a way that's just, hey, I'm a rebel continually until something succeeds. I have now invented crucifixion.
Yeah, no. Seems.
I'll start painting my trips a little bit better. And it absolutely wrecked that snagging Sisson army. I'll retake Nixon, and I'm going to reduce the speed by 1 just to because we're both in wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me. Right, okay, cool. I've taken show me. Let's take Shalom. Kratu. What board game am I unbeatable at?
Ooh.
That's the question, isn't it?
Actually, better question. What was the last board game you played?
Twilight Imperium.
Might have been, actually.
Yeah.
Or Dead of Winter, because we wound up playing that here a while ago. A while ago now.
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
did play Dead of Winter here.
Yeah. So I remember that. I remember us playing that. But at the same
It's
time.
why I need to rebuild the board game collection.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why I'm glad that I have Pandemic.
It's one of those things about I usually prefer the cooperative game. I'm not particularly I'm not unbeatable at any of them. I'm nor am I even particularly good at any of them. We play a lot of what's it called? Coup. That was it.
Yeah, the card game.
Yeah. Which we really liked playing that. But I haven't played it in a while.
Social deception games, man.
Yeah, that. It's odd because I remember getting into board games as a thing because there was things that board games hadn't quite done yet, and then years later, Among Us happened.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I mean, Among Us is basically werewolf
yeah. It's like,
at its core.
yeah. Because it's like there was a game, The Resistance, which we played once.
Which I have.
Yeah.
I got the expansion for it as well.
Ah, nice.
Got that for free.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we played that a few times, and it's like I quite liked it. But it was one of those things. If this is something a video game hasn't done, it kind of had, and then we had Space Station 13, and then we had Among Us, and Svegen. Those were so there's less that board games haven't done. I remember. What is it, Smegin? I remember playing Archipelago, but we only played that once.
Oh god, I remember Archipelago.
Yeah. It's like there's none that I'm particularly unbeatable at. Even chess has been one of those things of like, I can play it, but I'm intermediate at best,
Yeah, but I don't even fucking.
Yeah, I'm absolutely terrible at checkers. Smegin, I hate Flux.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Story War.
Oh God, Story War.
I'm
Don't
just
remind
remembering
me of
Story
Story War.
I loved it, but again,
it's one of those games that I played it, and did I have fun? I certainly had fun, but I don't want to play that again.
it's the kind of game that you would love to watch other people play because it's.
You come up with some scenarios playing it.
Well, yeah. I mean, hi. I'm ex-theatre kid. If you give me a leprechaun with a machine gun against Caligon the Black, I'm going to tell you how this leprechaun is going to kill the biggest dragon in Middle-earth.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull some... I mean, it's the same with Super Fight. The same logic. And it's basically the same game. Story Fight is better than 2, but that's my opinion.
Oh yeah. Sort of.
Just because Story Fight had nice art, whereas Super Fight, Story War had nice art, whereas Super Fight is literally just words on cards.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well,
Art is expensive.
it had cartoony art.
Story War did.
Yeah,
Super
Story War
Fight
did.
doesn't.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Super Fight is literally just words on cards.
Right.
I don't think I have my Super Fight deck. I used to have a pack of Super Fight that came with a loot crate. When those were designated trash box.
Yeah. Also, Scotlandman, H Patriot asks if you're winning your wars.
Yes, they're just being a little bastard with it. They're doing some little 1K stacks. They're just like running around me.
Oh, you're being carpet sieged.
Kind of. More than guerrilla warfare.
If there is one thing that I like about another Pyrox game, Stellaris, is that the artificial intelligence in that game doesn't do that.
Yeah, that.
Though that's mostly due to the fact that you have stuff like station defenses in Stellaris, which kind of means that they can't carpet siege.
Yeah, that. I think it's because of the way that the way that everything's kind of what you're doing in Stellaris is more restricted in terms of your path. I mean, it's how we play at least. Where it's like you've got more of a restricted path than anything. You can't have too many splitting up of ships kind of thing. That's just not effective. You'll just get absolutely crushed. And stuff. Yeah. So what was my favourite quote?
Ooh. That's always a good one. I know what mine is. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to truth.
Ah, yes.
From Chernobyl. Because Well, one, that was a very well executed line by the actor, but also because it is one of the universal truths. Every time you lie, you are basically saying to the universe, now this is what happened. Eventually the universe will correct you.
I think I quite like, was it strategy, culture eats strategy for breakfast?
Yeah. It's like, half of me is just like, oh, you're talking about quotes, so my mind immediately goes to 300, which is, in my opinion, the most quotable movie. But
Spartans, what is your profession?
yeah, I don't actually know if I do have a favourite quote at all. A lot of the quotes that I repeat back, it's like I have a list of them, you know. Yeah, I don't think there is a quote in general that I can think, and if it is, then I'll remember it like in like smegging in a few hours, and I'll be kicking myself not having said it. You know?
Another thing I can think of that's not exactly a quote, but something that I like. In Discworld, there specifically the Science of Discworld books, there's the concept of lies to children, and it's basically a way of saying, look, these are the ways that we explain the universe, because it's what we understand, as opposed to the reality, which is something so monumentally large that it is difficult to explain. So we just simplify it in the form of lies to children.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like, you would lie to a child and tell them that they have presents because of Santa. You don't want to try and explain to a child the morass of capitalism.
It's one of those things of like, you know, saying I'm very truthful to people. It's like some, you know, but at the same time, it's like that's probably because I'm very I'm very direct with a lot of things. It's like children are very smart, so yeah.
Oh yeah, children are intelligent. There's absolutely no denying that. It's why we massage the truth. We give them a general idea of the truth, but we don't bug them with the details because, frankly, they don't need them. Again, all they know is that they're getting presents. And if they think that it's from some kind of magic red Batman, or an Easter platypus, there you go.
Yes, the Easter platypus.
Easter platypus, we love you. A bucket of shrimp for anyone that beats in the man's big head. Thanks, Invader Sim, for allowing me to drastically misquote, but you got the point.
To be fair, I think I loved Invader Zim for how it treated holidays as well. Like it did parody in a way. As a kid, I was longing for, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is you know, this is a sort of dark thing of like, you know, saying Futurama already did Santa in a way that was like,
yes.
you know, thingy, but you know, swinging. It was like, yeah, this is like all swinging, not dark and creepy, but swinging like this is genuinely horrifying kind of thing.
I'm trying to remember, it was Robot Santa, Kwanzaa Bot, and the Hanukkah Zombie.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. Futurama did it well.
But to be fair, what Invader Zim did well is the introduction of dark themes to children.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, it wasn't horror, it was comedy, it was saying, hey, laugh at the dark stuff. See Dark Harvest as a perfect example of that. Despite the fact that that is literally an episode about organ harvesting, it's like, yeah, I took out your stomach and I replaced it with a can of fucking poop soda. Or I took something else out of you and I replaced it with one of those things that if you turn it upside down it goes moo. And Zim's just fat, full of organs, and stomach's falling out of his mouth. Because he's got 7 or something, Dad.
Yeah. Would I prefer luxury beach vacations or backpacking? Backpacking.
You is backpacking.
Yep,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely backpacking. Yeah,
What
it's,
was that question?
would I prefer luxury beach vacation or backpacking? And it's backpacking easily.
Yeah, we're about to say
That's still a little bit of a guess for me.
it's.
I do like a good backpack. I also do like a nice beach vacation.
I do like a nice. I can just turn my brain off and absorb vitamin D through my skin. I mean, in my mind, the best holiday, the best vacation, whatever you want to call it, is just one where you're with your friends. At the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be too bothered about what we're doing, so long as I'm with you guys. It's why I'm completely cool with the idea of going to Japan at some point, and yes, going and seeing all the cultural stuff. But also then being like, we are now in Akihabara, I'm gonna go missing for 5 hours.
yeah.
Okay, ate some of that thingy. Yeah.
Cool.
To ensure provincial loyalty.
Thank you, Easter Platypus.
Thank you. Please lay siege to this area. I need you to obey orders. I need this mercenary group because, geez, okay, they are actually wrecking me in this war.
What was I gonna do? I can't remember. My brain has turned into goo.
The thing with me is that, like, the odd thing is I'm not actually a very much of a holiday abroad kind of person. Like, the reason it's odd. Like, Japan is the first place that's made me actually want to leave my room. You know, like
That's a way of putting it, Chief.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah. It's like I just legitimately like, you know, just don't swing and I'm just not a go about and do stuff kind of person. You know, I'm very much a. If something is interesting, I'll want to do it, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's
You're not the kind of person to do it just for the sake.
Yeah. It's like, you know, saying what is fun is fun. I have a more practical sort of ideology around it. But so yeah, it's like I don't have a very strong adventure, a strong thing of like, oh, I want to see foreign countries kind of thing. It's like, what would I do in that country kind of thing is my is how I would think about that.
Yeah. Like, it's not to say we don't go on adventures, because we do.
We definitely do, yes.
We just decide, I'm bored. Let's go here and do what? I don't know. Figure that out later.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like, you know, so like in Japan, we've got things that we do want to do. We want to go to Akihabara, we've got Smegen, but we want to go to Nara and feed the
Yes,
the
the bowing deer.
Yeah. There's a place in Sendai, I believe, that does a noodle challenge where it's like, yeah, you've got to eat 100 bowls of noodles or you're not a real man. Yeah, like
I will sit back and watch.
yeah. It's like, you know, Smegen, 100%. You know, I'm eating like 200, but yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Yes. But yeah, Smegen, other than that, I would say that, you know, it's like I'm very practical when it comes to holidays. Like, I don't like the idea of relaxing on the beach, because I would much rather be playing games kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's an odd thing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, so anytime that I'm in a purely relaxation holiday, I'm gonna be honest, I've probably got a book in my ears anyway. So I am doing something with my brain at least, because otherwise, the depression leeches in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feels I know.
Yeah, a mind that goes too idle has a tendency of,
you're declaring war on Susa.
Yeah, I already have.
Going well.
has a tendency of declaring war on Susa.
It has a tendency of going to the dark places, and I went to therapy to avoid that. Please and thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oddly enough, the next question is, what book do you wish you could read for the first time again? This implies I can read.
I have an answer for that, but Scotlandman, please, after you.
I'm actually trying to think. Is there a book I wish I could read again? I don't know, because the thing, like, I read a lot of non-fiction. A lot of history, a lot of, I don't know. I don't think I would say, like, cause I read a book to get kind of what the information out of it. I wish there was more books on certain topics. That'd be kind of good.
Yeah.
Especially like books that have facts or ideas I don't know. Especially about Assyriology. Love that. History.
Yeah.
A lot of the books I buy now, it's like all the things I know. You only write so much on a dead culture in terms of cool facts where you're like,
yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah. And Hawkwick?
Terry Pratchett's Colour Magic. That's easy. Like, yes, it is the first Discworld book, and a lot of people have not problems with it, they just see it as a lesser book, but I'm like, no, this was a really nice introduction to, frankly, not the best fantasy world that exists, but certainly one of them. Like, a lot of people's gold standard for fantasy is Lord of the Rings. Completely understandable, because Lord of the Rings is damn excellent. But when it comes to books that are just easy to read, entertaining, and just nice, yeah, Discworld.
Yeah, sounds good. So, making an alliance for Greek city-state. I don't actually know if there are any Greek city-states. There's Chios, and can I even interact with them? I cannot.
I like the fact I can only sell one bloody territory at a time.
Yeah.
Because I have some land up north that is constantly rebelling. I'm just like, hey Mary, you want this? It is a 2-province fucking like place. I do not give a damn.
Yeah, we'll see that. Unfortunately, I really don't. I can't. Yeah, I can't make. I don't. Greece isn't even in diplomatic range for me, so I can't. I actually can't make an alliance with a Greek city-state. I also have never read a non-fiction book that was not forced upon me by school. Yeah. Yeah, so I can't say that there's something I would like to read again, because I wouldn't read it. You know, it's I can't read Smeagol. There's just Smeagol. There is.
He's illiterate.
It's not that you're illiterate. You can read. It's just that the active reading is difficult.
Yeah. The active reading is difficult for me.
It's why I love audiobooks as much as I do, because I can just lay down and do something else while that is passively filtering through my brain. It works.
Yeah.
Though I do now remember a non-fiction book that I kind of wish I could read again for the first time. Countdown to Zero Day.
Right.
The book that explains Operation Olympic Games, Stuxnet, and the first known active use of the cyber weapon.
Right.
Because it's basically the non-fiction retelling of how the joint forces of the American and Israeli governments used a cyber weapon against an Iranian nuclear refinement facility.
Oh, that. Yeah.
When they span up the centrifuges and then made them slow down. over and over and over again to make them degrade to the
Mm.
point where the Iranians were like, wait, what the fuck's going on? Why do we need to replace these as many times as we do?
Yeah, yeah.
Specific choice for a specific man.
Yeah, yeah. I need to take this one place because I took it off me. I just want to take this upper region to give me a border with my swagging friend, you know? That's all I'm asking for. So I'll give you back your capital, you know?
There we go. That's all the fucking people who are loyalty and stability reigns in the Assyrian Empire now. At last, peace has come. For now.
For now. Because I don't build big forts and stuff like that. They have, because they can afford it. It's like, what is my favourite Japanese song? Rolling Girl. Yeah, it was one of the things of saying it's definitely it's a Vocaloid classic, right?
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, at least you didn't go for, frankly. No, you couldn't because it's not Japanese. I was about to say at least you didn't go for the obvious one, but I'm like, wait, no, that's not Japanese. You can't. It's on polka.
Yeah, no, that's Finnish.
Yeah, that's
Finnish. yeah.
So you can't say that, despite the fact that that is, frankly, what people know Vocaloid for. When they are outside Vocaloid circles, I should stress
Yeah.
that. People know Miku, and they know Miku because leak spin.
Yeah. Technically, like I think that was definitely the case of back in early, like late 2007, early 2010s. I think that's less of a case now, just because of the popular appearances being more promoting as not as a meme but as an actual kind of as an actual musician kind of thing, which is
Though I do have an answer for myself on favourite Japanese song. Melissa by Pornography. The intro to the first season of original Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, what's it called? Damn it! It's Tom. It was kind of memed a little bit. It had synthwave versions.
As did a lot of anime openings and Japanese songs in general.
An image of like a Japanese girl getting a photo taken of her. It's black and white.
I'm sorry that I have to Travolta at you on this one, but that is not specific enough.
I'm looking it up.
It's I can't remember the fucking. All I remember is the quote of, "You killed my family." You know, you're gonna have to be a lot more specific than that.
Just let me turn it off. Right, yeah.
Plastic Love, I think it was.
Really?
Ah.
Another very strong pick.
Yeah, specifically like the Cyberwave remix. I like
Because-
my electronic music.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was about to say you like your electronic.
Also, it is like 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to 9 o'clock.
I want to finish this war with Susa first, though.
Yeah, you take your time.
Also, I ate earlier. Just pushing that out into the universe now. I should push that out into the universe earlier, but we were talking and stuff. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, when I went out with my partner, we ate.
right. Yeah, that's right. I'll take all of that, please. There we go. Assyria and Ur finally have a border. Let me just disband all my levies. And
70 difference weekend above. That's good.
fire these like servers.
I've also disbanded my legion. I'm not sure if I should, but I kind of like.
Yeah. I'm finally, for the first time, creating a legion.
See, for me, it's like my legion's been a lot more hassle than it's worth. Well, it gives me 5k troops. It's like, okay, not great. My levy gives me something like 28k, and they're loyal, as opposed to my legion where I'm constantly keeping an eye on them and switching the dude out to ensure loyalty.
Yeah. Okay. Finally creating the Legion of the Reckoner.
Also, I have like 130 dudes in my capital.
130 dudes in your capital.
It's Metropolis now.
In Eridu, 105 people live. So you actually have more people in your capital than I do.
I'm also doing giant work projects, one of which was literally palaces followed by garrisons everywhere, just for provincial loyalty, which is hence why everyone's starting to fall back in line now.
Okay, shock action. There we go. Yeah. It's like just charge them with heavy chariots. That's going to be the strategy that we do. It was the greatest gift you have ever received.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Wait, what?
You got me that for like my Christmas.
Yeah, I did. Oh, sorry, was another question asked?
Yeah, another question. What's the greatest gift you've ever received?
Oh, whoa!
Well, here's the thing. I got a huge amount of enjoyment out of that.
No, I'm happy to hear that, honestly.
So I got to base it off of something like that.
Ironically, like once again, the greatest gift is actually something that you gave me. It was that picture that you made of Alice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's ancient, bro.
Yeah. I really loved that. You know.
I'll
So,
take that.
yeah. Like then.
Some wholesome moments.
Yeah, that was.
Boys,
Yeah.
I don't Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that I don't. It's more people force Christmas upon me, and like I don't get gifts. But then I give people stuff, and then they're like, "Fucking deal with it. You are being given a thing." Like,
What do ideas do again? Where do you get your ideas, number?
Ideas. Ideas. Saying I don't. Ideas. Sorry, I don't know what you're referring to.
Alright, don't matter. I'm gonna go for law.
No.
What did law give me? Provincial loyalty plus 0.5. Absolutely going for law tier 3.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Do I have law tier 3? Yeah, I do. I have law tier 3. I'm almost completely developed in terms of technology, the civilization advances, by the way.
Laws does it give me access to?
From now on, when somebody declares war on Assyria, or they're declaring war on both of us.
I haven't even. No, I have seen bits of season 2, and I don't care because this opening is sick.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Sasageo.
Yeah, Shinzo Sasageo is actually a really, really good song.
It's honestly one of my favourite anime opening songs, honestly.
Like, the fact that one of the top comments is, "This song has me feeling patriotic for a nation that doesn't exist."
Yeah. Honestly, like if I ever manage to make music, it's like, you know, that is the kind of thing that's the kind of feel I want to go for. Something that makes people feel patriotic for a nation that doesn't exist, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I want to get from a lot of musical creation, but I've never really had the luck with. when actually making it.
So I know that there's loads of VTubers that have effectively anime openings, and now I'm kind of thinking of what yours would be like.
See, I have also put some thought into this.
We should discuss this later because I'm fascinated.
Yes, because yeah, it's like there is unfortunately like
Animation costs.
yeah, that's the thing. Like technically, I can animate it, but I will never have the time to animate it, nor will it actually be any good if I animate it. Yeah.
I was about to say, frankly, even if I opened up Flash between us, like, if I was given the art, then yeah, maybe. But even then.
Maybe we would do it in the same technique that Scotlandman does some of his drawings, where we would get Ian to animate something 3D to use as a reference.
And, yeah.
And rotoscope it.
Rotoscoping it would probably be the easiest way.
Yeah.
Also, just because the conversation did come up in terms of, hey, what's the best Christmas present you got? Because I don't Christmas.
It was just a gift in
What
general.
gift? Oh, best gift. No, I mean, still, I don't gifts.
Yeah.
Generally.
Mm-hmm.
However, if y'all want to try and win that apparently prestigious prize at some point, go fucking nuts. Because I honestly don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not the fucking White Elephant gift exchange game that Scotlandman got me years ago, I can assure you of that.
What was that again?
It was not GTA 5, a game that they literally had to rename.
Yeah.
Which is funny, because the developers behind that made a game I really, really love. They made Not for Broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you went from a GTA shitpost game to a really well written full FMV game where you have to manage propaganda.
David,
Stretch.
thingy, Simmurum has Sumer has a fucking 15 navy ships.
Yep.
They're just taking attrition. He can't get, like, he can't believe him. He's just killing his manpower.
Yeah. So I'd prefer to remove them. I don't have a navy anymore.
This is where you can't get rid of them, because it's sea. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I suppose what I'm saying regarding the gifts thing earlier is the next Call of Duty is going to get announced in, well, frankly, the next few weeks. So, did I get it for both of you?
Yes.
Yep.
Though, to be fair, when I got you it's because you were going through a bit of a shit time. So I was like, this game actively feels like being a teenager again. Have some childlike fucking joy.
It legitimately did.
But for you, I gave it to you because I just wanted someone else to play COD with.
Yeah, and I'm very happy that you did.
Yeah, COD good. Well, COD can be good.
Oh yeah, there's
Just
really
not
play so
when
much.
you fill it with fucking.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I have to watch the news.
Ooh. Yeah. What was the other thing? I want to buy a new console, but my cousin suggested to me to buy a PC. I'm frustrated and don't know what to do. What to get? What is your opinion? Right.
PC, because it does more than just the console. Although it does have an initial upfront cost to last. You don't have bullshit with exclusives, you get cheaper access to games. You can use it for more than just playing games, you can use it for work, you can use it for...
So,
Depends.
Yeah. So, as someone who's been in the PC gaming space basically exclusively since midway through the PS3's generation, I would say it really depends on what you're looking for. Wider breadth of games, so different types of games, absolutely go for PC. Games like the ones that are currently being played on stream very, very rarely go to consoles. I say that knowing Stellaris does have a console port.
That's like also behind as well.
Yeah, yeah, of course it is. It's behind in terms of content, and it's probably not that great. I don't know. I've not played it. However, if what you're looking for is something that is just plug in, download however many gigs of updates, so fucking turning on your console. But if you're looking for something that is mostly pain-free, honestly, go console.
Yeah, I actually have to agree with Hulkwreck here. I think that PCs are great if you're a more advanced user. If you want to put a lot of dedication into, exactly what games you want to buy, and you've got, and
I would say that you have the advantage with PC where you're not getting fucked.
Oh yeah, you are.
By big game corporations. You get a console, you're gonna have adverts everywhere. You're gonna have to pay for your online. You're gonna have. It's not gonna last as long. I personally say. Like at most, it's gonna last maybe 5 years, 6 years.
It lasts a console generation.
Yeah, that's a console generation.
Yeah, but that can.
Well, yeah, that can be.
I'd say that's an
anywhere between
advantage.
5 to 8 years.
We come from a console generation that lasted something like 10 plus. Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
No.
Yeah, they lasted.
No.
Ours was shorter.
It didn't. It was shorter.
Ours was usually about 8 years a generation
No, I
lasted.
could swear that the Xbox 360.
Let's see.
lasted
That was
a
what,
long
Gen
time.
7?
Yes.
7th gen consoles. Yeah, 7th gen.
Damn.
7th generation, so 360, Wii, PS3. 360. Right, so the 360. That's discontinuation of hardware manufacture, not necessarily discontinuation of games being made.
Yeah.
Alright, I know the last sort of game that was made on it was Halo 4.
On the 360.
Yeah. Well, not really the last thing, but it was the last big title.
And Halo 4 released 2012. So.
Really? That?
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm getting old.
Well, I mean, we all are, mate. I'm 30. Okay? I get it. But.
Halo 4 in my mind is still like just a few years ago, you know?
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, that's the thing. The best selling game of that console generation, outside of Wii Sports, which was a packing title, so let's be honest, does it count?
No.
No. Was GTA 5. That's a game that came out 10 years ago. It's still getting content. Well, the online is.
Yeah, but GTA 5
Prints money.
is fucking bullshit in regards to how it maintains its life.
Yeah, it maintains its life entirely through online.
And it makes me nervous for GTA 6. GTA 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, everyone's like, oh my god, the usual bullshit people whinge about. And I'm just like, you guys know it's just gonna be their next platform to make DLC.
Most likely. I mean, will I wind up playing GTA 6?
It's gonna be worse, because it's gonna have that shit integrated into everything, I think. It's gonna be in the campaign and stuff, I just know it. I know it in my bones.
Here's the thing with GTA 6. Will I play it? Probably. Not on launch, though. And, well, now I'm remembering the problems that I had when I was trying to play GTA 5 on my PC. Not because the port was bad, because it was actually fairly decent. But, at launch, it required a connection to the internet, which was already stupid. But, this was in first year of uni. The PC port came out 2013, 2014.
Yep.
actively was not able to reach Rockstar servers from Uni Internet.
Yep, that.
So I refunded it and got Elite Dangerous instead.
Yeah, that sounds like a good deal, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean, you see me dogfight.
Oh yeah, especially because you grew up on Svegen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I grew up on stuff like X2.
Yeah.
And obviously, I have played an insane amount of Ace Combat.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Wait, why am I loading up Fortnite when I could be playing Ace Combat? What the fuck am I doing with my life?
I mean, that just in general, that. You know?
Well, yeah, but in terms of battle royales right now, Fortnite is unironically better than Warzone is, because superpowers make sense with Fortnite. The game is balanced for them. Warzone, on the other hand, why are you giving people the ability to shoot laser beams? Stop it!
Where's my favourite place on the planet? My next
Right
to my
here,
PC.
Right you see, I was saying that as a shitpost, and you're just like, yeah, you know what, fair play.
I'm gonna say my granddad's forest.
Oh, no,
There's just too much of a childhood connection there. Whenever I'm there, I feel at peace.
no, that makes sense. That's fair.
Yeah,
I don't know, cause with everything that went on when I was much younger, I didn't exactly create positive attachments to places, to put it bluntly. And I've not really. I've lived up here for coming up to 9 years. Like 9 years in 20 days or so. Yeah, that. And I've not really formed any kind of major attachments to places. People, absolutely.
Like, see, that's the thing. Like, I've got places like under the under the bridge of under the Tay bridge where, like, Svegen, I've got great memories where it's like just basically us hanging out. Along with Cactus Man as well. It's like, it's been a great time. That one time we went up the law, and it's not the top of the law, I remember. It's halfway down it when we were
Going
just
up
looking
the
at the
hill at the
sky.
dark.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant, right? You know, it's and I've formed quite a lot of attachments to places here.
I do like the law. It's gorgeous up there. Exo 2S Strike Wyvern.
Yeah.
Salty.
Also, you mentioned that it was getting quite late. I had a few rebellions I had to put down, unfortunately.
It is 9:30.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you want? Do you want to call it soon and make dinner? I guess.
Yeah, sounds a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Meg. I'm getting food again from my main province. Yeah, people were starving a bit.
I'm doing okay. How much money are you making?
Plus 26.
Jesus, really? That low?
Yeah. It's because I'm using the Legion. I'm spending a ton on that Legion because I want the
How
best.
big's your Legion?
It's only 4,500, but it's all heavy chariots.
Ah, okay. Anyways, I'm making 80 plus.
Yeah. So in that case, shall we take a save? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Save.
cool. Because it seems to be a quiet time right now. Once again, we will pick this back up probably tomorrow. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining the stream.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Karzara, H Patriot, just as the last one. Which is your favourite part in British history?
Ooh.
See, I'm a big fan of the Old North.
The Rhineland.
The Old
Hang on,
North's
please.
pretty awesome, which is basically when the Anglo-Saxons and the Britons, most of it takes place in the Dark Ages, so there's almost fuck all written about it. But it's where a lot of legends and myths of our stuff come from, and they kind of birthed it of that. as well as things like the formation of Alba.
Mhm.
Then up in Scotland, then it sort of ended by the Viking invasions. Yeah, I'm a big fan of those. I don't know, it's back when we were still tribal.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's a big reason I like it, is it's still tribal, we're not civilized in any stretch of the imagination.
I was going to say it's still the once
Wild, it's a wild time.
it still is the swinging. Like, mine's is the formation of Alva. It is that time period when we had Pictland, we had Dalraita, and we had Strathclyde, and basically the four kingdoms in Scotland were vying for control over it, while England was unfortunately being invaded by the Angles and Saxons.
Yeah.
Like, I like that.
It took a while.
Yeah,
A while
yeah.
for the Anglo-Saxons to, and that's during that period of time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's basically where you get all the King Arthur myth. It's where you
Mm.
get the Merlin myth from. It's where you get the what's it called? The Great Hunt, the
Mhm.
Wild Hunt. That's where that
Mhm.
comes from. I don't know. I like when history meets myth,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah, it's probably because it's the closest thing to a mythic age. British.
It was our mythic age.
Yeah. And I think, Spain. There's another game that I've played, Might and Blade Warband. I played. There was a mod called Brittenvalda, which I might pick back up again, which covers that era, and I absolutely love it because it's Dark Age Britain, right? It is that still tribal times where we're coming out of being occupied by Rome, and Scotland wasn't occupied by Rome for the most part, but at the same time it was like there was conflict, there was myth being made, and yeah, I love that period of British history. Hawkwick, you got any idea? Or?
I mean, right, two things. One, the reason I was holding the charger up to you was to show you that all the batteries are low still.
92%. Still right.
Fair. Bletchley Park, specifically the code breakers of World War II.
Ah, nice.
Specifically.
Yeah, early computing history is actually quite interesting.
Yeah, it really is.
British computing history is insane.
I mean, what's his face? Retro Hoy's video on like the first game.
Mm.
That was something I found interesting. I was like, oh yeah, here's the guy who would eventually make C+ and like C# and made a computer sing the first time. I'm like, that must be kind of awesome to see that.
Yeah, honestly, just sound it, yeah. But anyway, with us taking a save for the game, I think we should call it there. Yeah, thank you, Patriot, Carzora, and Aegean Dev for chatting with me today. For chatting with us today. It's been really nice having you here, and once again, I love the fact that you guys just ask questions, because it's like there's so many. It's interesting to have a good think about them.
It keeps the conversation going.
Yeah.
That as well.
Yeah.
It gives me something to do while I'm just waiting for my places to stabilize.
Yeah.
Fucking Civil War to pop.
Yeah. It's perfect to just talk while playing this game, because it's like a lot of the time it can be just waiting, But yeah, cool. I hope you guys have enjoyed